home improvement. So, yes, the Niners have gotten Christian McCaffrey back after the bye, but they haven't had Brandon Ayuk, as we know, for pretty much all season long. Trent Williams is iffy today. Nick Bosa is out. Brock Purdy is out. So just when you thought the Niners might be able to come off the bye and get healthy, put a foot in the ground and go on a run and get back to the playoffs, it's not looking great. So it's a very simple question at the bottom of the screen. It's a very brutal one. Are the 49ers done? Are we sticking a fork?
You want me to fork in your old team?
Coach, you're looking at him. I thought you were on first.
You know what? I'll want to go. Because you know what? They're not done yet, all right? Because, yeah, they're frustrated. The city by the bay is just having a cow right now, okay? Because it's frustrating because this team is talented and high expectations,
You listen to sports talk radio?
I don't listen to that.
Okay.
So the good news here, I'm a glass it's half full kind of guy, right?
He is.
The good news is these guys that are injured, the Bosas, the Purdys, Trent Williams, I don't know if he's going to play or not. They're going to be back at some point, okay? They're coming back. The other thing that makes it, it's like, hey, we're not done yet. The division that they're in, they're only one game out now with Arizona going up to Seattle, where Kyler Murray's never beaten Geno, all right? So they're right there, and it's going to be like that until they play in the desert in the last game. Luckily, they're in a division that nobody's running away with it. So they got time to get healthy. It's a talented team, man. I mean, this got depth, 11 Pro Bowlers, and you know what? They just replace them with other good guys, so they're going to be still right in it.
Every time he says that, it reminds me of Monty Python. We're not done yet. We're not done yet.
Look at you.
That was a bad
and I agree that I don't think they're done yet. I can't put them down. You talked about the division. They're just one game back. They're still the highest scoring team in the division, second best defense in the division. They have all these players that have been there and done that. And I know too often we let our eyes, take us one direction, or we let, our mind, because of what's on paper, take us another direction. But I just can't do it. They're too talented. No one's too far ahead of them right now. I don't know if there's another dominant team in the division, although the Cardinals are playing the best. We'll see what happens today. But I just can't put them down yet, Gerald.
So we talked about the Pittsburgh Steelers in Super Bowl, but now we've downgraded the 49ers to just getting in the playoffs, to where they're not done. Yes, they're done, guys. They're not going to get to the Super Bowl. They're not going to win a Super Bowl. This is why you have to maximize your Super Bowl window. They've just been going through too much. Prior to the season, we didn't know if Trent Williams was going to get a new contract. Christian McCaffrey's been hurt all year. Then Brandon Ayuk signs. He's been hurt all year. Trent is out. The starting quarterback is out. They have too much going, and the Super Bowl window you have to maximize, because when it closes, it's not like a window shade where you can control it. You can go down slow and slowly. No, it's like pulling a latch on a metal door. It just slams shut. And I think that's what's happened with the 49ers, and it's tough. It is tough, but yes, they're done.
And I hear you. And the other thing I think I'm looking for is somebody to take hold of the NFC West. What team can grab that? Because the other teams have been like this outside of the Cardinals, who started 2-4 and have won 4 straight. Can they grab a hold of this division? That's what it's going to take. Yeah. Are you going to allow the 49ers to hang around long enough to maybe get healthy and maybe get back into a rhythm, or will somebody go and snatch this division?
And Arizona is one of those teams that beat the Niners from down in the fourth quarter. They beat them in San Francisco as well. So, and that's 2 division losses at home, including last week with the Seattle Seahawks now taking on the Arizona Cardinals later on today. That's just the gut and the feel. Let's get some hard numbers. Cynthia, take it away.
Well, today is actually a very pivotal day, because should the Niners win today, their odds go up to about 56% of making the postseason. Should they not win today, and assuming Brock Purdy comes back, that number goes down to about 40%. So there's almost just a little bit more than 15 percentage points difference between what happens today or not. Now, this is a lot to do with injuries, and one thing that's really important here is to note that if the Niners don't win today, it becomes increasingly likely that only one team in the NFC West will make it to the postseason as well. So it is a really, really turning point game today at Lambeau Field, which is where we find Omar.
Hey, Cynthia, both the Packers and 49ers come in with explosive offenses ranked 1st and 5th, respectively, in big plays, both coming in with top 5 offenses in total yards. But in the red zone, both teams have struggled to score touchdowns efficiently, both ranking near the bottom of the league in that department. 49ers center Jake Brendel told me if they knew what the issue was, it wouldn't be a problem, but they're hoping that as Christian McCaffrey rounds into form, they can improve in that area. And he also said they need to be more crisp in that department, which is really a microcosm for the season. He said they're confident in how they're playing, but every player would like to have a handful of plays back from the first half of the season. If they can avoid repeating those mistakes in the second half of the year, they're hoping to make another second half surge like we've seen from the 49ers before, Rich.
Yeah, and you take a look at the schedule, the path that they would be taking after today's game in Lambeau Field. It's a Sunday nighter in Western New York with the train whistles and all that good stuff and the white folding tables and all that business. And then they're home for the Bears, home for the Rams on a Thursday night. And then, of course, as you can see, after a visit to Miami, a big game against one of the hottest teams this league has seen in quite some time, the Detroit Lions. The Bears and the Lions will kick things off on Thanksgiving Day. The Bears play the Packers 2 weeks ago. They're playing the Vikings today. What a monster game for Chicago, certainly when they visit Detroit in just a few days. Stacey Dale's take it away from Soldier Field.
Yeah, Rich, the Bears may not have gotten the win last week against the Packers, but I guess you could say it was a win in their locker room in terms of the play caller change offensively in Thomas Brown. Romo Dunze, the receiver, told me last week they would be more dialed in getting to the line of scrimmage. Case in point, they were. Caleb Williams getting the ball out, the rookie quarterback, faster than he has all season long. 2.42 seconds, just short of 2.5 seconds. And Williams said, well, they didn't simplify the offense, contrary to some reports out there. The play call simply came in faster. He was able to get to the line of scrimmage and not feel so rushed, therefore playing more decisively. I spoke to his blindside protector, left tackle Braxton Jones, who told me all 11 guys were on the same page as one. And again, he said they love the energy that Thomas Brown brought then and is bringing heading into this game, hoping it carries over against the Vikings today. Right now, though, we go to Indy. Cam Wolf is there for the Lions in town. Cam?
Thanks, Stacey. Lions left tackle Taylor Decker told me 3 years ago when Dan Campbell came, we had to stack days in practice to feel like a winner. Last year, our playoff run showed we belong. This year, we know we belong, and we can do special things, like a Super Bowl. Now, listen to this. Decker told me, whatever you hear about Dan Campbell, he's a better, phenomenal leader, the best one I've ever been around. One example he shared, said every week, Campbell invites a few players up to his office, 5 or 10 minutes, wants to hear about their life struggles, on and off the field, how he can help, individual development into these players. And at 9-1, vying for the top seed in the NFC, Dan Campbell has the Lions believing they can go somewhere they have never been, the Super Bowl.
Here we go, man. Lead the truth. Be you, man. Play our game, man. Play our game. Set the tone. Let's go. Here we go. Set the tone. Great surge. Great surge. Great surge. Way to run. The way to run.
Gives it to Montgomery into the end zone, untouched.
Bam, 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 bam.
Goff takes the direct snap, looks, throws it is complete. There goes J-Mo right side.
Go.
Touchdown, Detroit Lions.
Drop JG. At a baby.
All right, time for Home Team Help presented by Lowe's. We know football, Lowe's knows home improvement. All right, a lot of people are saying Lions best team in the National Football League. So I'm going to ask you guys, which team, either side, has the tools to compete against those Lions?
I'm going to go first, and I'm going to go with the team that is going to be across the street. Thanks for the bump, Coach. In the Philadelphia Eagles, the big question has been the defense with the Philadelphia Eagles. But what they've done is they've drafted 2 rookies, and Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell, who have started to clamp down on the defensive end. Okay, you go to the Lions and you talk about the running back tandem. They can drill you. You know what? The Philadelphia Eagles have a tandem. They might not be running backs, but Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley, they can go step for step with what the Lions could do in the running back tandem. And then the separation to me is the wide receivers in the Philadelphia Eagles, and that is why I feel like they have the tools to match
All right, the Eagles, I like that.
Oh, that was
We
good.
got Moochie.
All right. Well, you got your gloves on top of my toolbox because we're talking about tools, right? And I think the Lions get to the Super Bowl and now have to face an AFC team, right? Well, you know what? That team in the Super Bowl, to me, would be the Buffalo Bills, right? Because they have a guy named Josh Allen. And let me just look at this toolbox. Look at this toolbox. Hey, he got vision. He's got good vision in the passing game. He can go the distance at any time, all right? And he can just slice you up. He's the hammer if he needs to go on 4th and 2 and get in the end zone. But in the toolbox, you know what I have? I have a couple of Josh Allen wrenches, all right? Because Josh Allen is a dual-threat quarterback. He needs 2 Allen wrenches right here because he can beat you with his arm, he can beat you with his legs, and he can just flat beat you any which way. So he got a lot of tools for the Bills and Josh Allen, right?
I like the
that?
Bills, too.
Okay.
I'm actually going to go with the Super Bowl champs. And I'm kind of with you, Gerald, that if you're going to beat... Whoa. If we're going to beat the Lions, we've got to have a defense. And the Chiefs are good on defense at all 3 levels. You know, we can start because we've got the key with a lockdown corner in Trent McNuffie on the back end. And then in the middle end, right, we got Nick Bolton cutters, right? We got the Bolton cutters. And then, of course, at the front end, we've got Sackman Jones. Now, I don't have any low sacks, but I got a sack bucket. So I'm going to make the argument that from now on, Chris Jones's sacks are going to be buckets, and we're going to get a lot of buckets. So because of the defense there, I don't
even know what a sack bucket is.
A sack, like a sack. You put things in a sack. I don't have
picked
a
the
low
most
sack.
complete team in the Chiefs.
Stuff
That's what he did.
in the bucket.
They're a complete team.
A complete team. Admit it.
They're a complete team on defense, Rich.
The Chiefs have won by an average of 10 in their first game following a loss over the last 5 seasons. What about today?
Hitchhire.
3 of the 4 Buccaneers wins this season, Kurt, have been by more than 6. What about today?
It's lower.
Gerald, the Commanders' last 10 wins against the Cowboys have been by an average of 11. Will they win by at least 11 today?
Yes.
Mooch, your Lions combined for 50 with Peyton Manning's Colts when he threw 6 touchdowns against you on a Thanksgiving day. Will the Lions and Colts combine for more than 50 today?
Wow, Rich.
I'm just reading the
I don't know what to say about that.
Ben.
Yes?
Just trying to come up with cute ways to thread the Vegas needle here.
6 touchdowns.
All right, Kurt, the Titans and Texans have combined for 41 points per game this season. What about today?
It's going to be a titch lower.
Gerald, the Pats and Dolphins have combined for 47 points once in their last 5. What about today?
No.
Mooch, Tommy DeVito had at least 175 pass yards in 3 of his 6 starts last season. What about today?
Oh, yeah, more than that.
Kurt, only 1 running back has had over 95 rush yards against the Rams this season. What about Saquon tonight?
Yeah, I think he does.
Joe, Bob Powers had just started, has averaged a rookie tight end record 7 catches per game this season.